The Boston Celtics have their worst start as a team since the 2013-2014 season. They are 0-3 in this young NBA season. Winless, led by the Derek White, Jaylen Brown combination with no big men, no Jason Tatum, but apparently we're still going to compete. Thus far, they are not competing.
Ha. This looks like one of the worst brands of basketball I've seen in my entire life. Seeing how dire they are without Jason Tatum. Of course, I already knew Jason Tatum was like one of the greatest players that the NBA has to offer, one of the best playmakers at that position. So entirely important that I feel like now in my mind he gets even more of a boost seeing how juiceless, swaggerless, stale this offense looks without him. Seeing Jaylen Brown struggle to dribble and seeing Derek White try and force their way into just creation plays, the lack of juice is disgusting. It's so sad.
And Jaylen Brown did have 40 points in the last game. They lost. It doesn't matter. And I think it's interesting to talk about them because they are bad. As of now, through 3 games, obviously a small sample size, so we're not proclaiming anything for the rest of the season, But as currently constructed, they are not a good team. I think the idea of these guys taking on more usage by nature of no Tatum and then being relatively fine was built on the fact that Joe Mazzulla plays a style of basketball with the heavy 3-point volume that I think gives you a higher floor than a lot of other teams do without their best player, especially a player as good as Jason Tatum and as responsible for the playmaking as Jason Tatum. So it was kind of assumed these guys could take another leap, right? Especially because people talk about Derek White as being almost all-star level role player. It just made sense in people's heads that they could take that jump. But then you look at the big man group. Then you look at Jaylen Brown and how his game, I don't think scales super high. He can do what he does. He can still go out and get 40. Mm-hmm. He's not going to take a playmaking jump. That's just not conducive to his skill sets. And I get you to a point now where through these 3 games, I'm going to show you some rankings. Try not to cry. Try not to be left aghast. 18th in offensive rebounding, 30th in defensive rebounding, 29th in total rebounding, 30th in assist percentage, 24th in true shooting percentage, 21st in offense, and 23rd in defense.
Damn. They're a walking lick. They can't do nothing.
Yeah. And this didn't work out.
And this was very predictable. I had him at 8 in our predictions, and a lot of that was just overall respect and a belief in that system and in the idea that on a nightly basis you are going to get more threes than basically almost everybody that you play. But I never thought that they were going to be great because their team over the last the championship core, they were winning and they were constructed to have one of the best 6-man rotations, right? They were very top heavy, and that's how they're going to win games. And that was their strength. And you look at what they went through this year, even if they had Tatum, you lose KP, and obviously you make these deals because Tatum gets hurt. But without him, KP's gone, Cornette's gone, Al Horford is gone, Drew Holiday is gone. 4 of your main rotation guys are out, and then you add on top of that the fact that Tatum is gone. Half of your rotation from last year is different. It's gone. Yep. And on opening night or one of the days before, the Celtics media team had posted a picture of their big rotation, and and I remember sending it into a chat, and I was like 35 and 47.
Yep. I think I totally understand why people bought in the idea of them still being good because Joe Mazzulla came out and said, we're not going to be a bad team. That's not the style of play we want to have, yada, yada. Said all the things that every coach ever says before they tank. And I got good news for you guys. This is by design, Celtics fans. As you guys know, Brad Stevens is a genius, and he is a firm member of Tank FC. Tank FC is now 3-0 on the year. This was written in the stars. And I think the NBA fans around the league should be scared, and they should really hope that Jaylen Brown gets really good and starts winning them games on purpose. Because if they can successfully tank like this in this draft that has these 3 superstar prospects, the plan's going to go exactly as Brad Stevens envisions, and they're going to be ridiculous if they can add in fucking Boozer or DeBonsa to a team that already has superstars.
Yeah. I will say they've been in not situations exactly like this, but there's been times for this team where I think dating back to 2015 or 16 that they were supposed to be really bad, but for some reason somehow they got random second round pick superstar coming from the Sacramento Kings like Isaiah Thomas, blitzing the league out of nowhere and doing what he does. It was back when they had Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, Avery Bradley, and whoever else on that roster. This team just doesn't feel like an innate let's tank team, but it is a different era. Brad Stevens is, again, he's been one of the smarter head coaches. Now he's one of the smarter GMs, guys in the front office. If this is what's going to be, well, damn, that sucks. It's awkward, but it's brilliant. But 3 games in, I want to see if they're genuinely going to be 41.
You say that. This does feel like a tank roster. Like we keep talking about, we're giving a lot of credit to the system, which I understand. Like it wasn't crazy beforehand, but now that we see it, look at those big men. This feels like a tank roster.
Yeah.
Look at the good players they have left. None of them are playmakers. This feels like a team that if they wanted to win and they wanted to make one or two small moves, get another big man in there, get a point guard, whatever it may be to shuffle around and make a play and push, they could do that. They're not far away, but there's a reason they didn't do that. If they really wanted to win this year, I promise you they would have got another big besides Neemias Queta. This team clearly was going to tank from the jump. And it feels like if things go well for them and the vision is executed, it could be a Tim Duncan type of thing where they get a top 3 pick and they already have Tatum in the door. They get the next guy that maybe is even better than Tatum. If they get the best one of those 3 guys, this could be a crazy year.
And this happens all the time, honestly. And there's very specific moments in NBA history where this has happened. And one, like also their system, it works so much better when you have 2 stretch 5s who can block shots and play defense. Like that's one. But 2, when the Warriors got hurt in 2021, yes, you were able to retool. They had opportunities in Moody, in Kuminga, and in Wiseman, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, it's going to be dangerous." If James Wiseman had hit as a pick, or if they had went and got LaMelo and got Ant, the Warriors and the stuff that they've been going through like the last 2 or 3 years, they would be in such a different position if it was Steph and Anthony Edwards instead of Steph and Kuminga. And that's your like 2 timeline things, or Steph and Jordan Poole. That would be one. You mentioned the Tim Duncan thing. If they want to rewrite the stars and everything gets crazy, the Celtics had this opportunity in the 80s. And then obviously like the Len Bias tragedy happened. And so this is crazy. But like all that happens. And so if they do get this opportunity and Tatum comes back and he's already dunking, everybody's like, hey, this guy's the super soldier. He's just going to play basketball again and be like, a top 5 player in the world. If that happens, it genuinely is going to be scary.
And we got AJ DeBonsa on Twitter talking about let's get it about the Celtics. Not really hiding.
This is tampering. Take away. I don't care if he's on the outside looking in.
Brother, he's from there. What you mean?
Take away their draft pick right now.
Do you guys consider yourself sports conspiracy theorists?
Of course.
Oh, 110%. That's my bag.
If Adam Silver gave the Spurs Wemby and Harper, I promise you he wants to give them a superstar as well if things go to plan. We've seen several draft classes in a row in which the top picks are teams that didn't really tank like that. We've seen several tanking teams get fucked over time and time again. Detroit Pistons, Nets, Wizards, etc. If in lieu of them getting top picks, we get the Mavs jumping up. We get the Hawks jumping up. It just feels so just destined for this to happen and for us to all hate it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It feels like it's coded into whatever AI ChatGPT script that Adam Silver went ahead and tried to do. And it's the smartest thing to do too. I do trust the Boston Celtics to be smart when it comes to their draft evaluation. But I don't know if they're genuinely going to be committed to like being a 38, 36 win team. I want to see. I feel like Jaylen Brown's going to have to like hurt himself. But even that, maybe it doesn't matter.
They're going to be bad regardless. But you're right. It will help for him to get hurt and miss time. Like that's going to happen at some point. Everybody misses time. So I think they'll exaggerate a little bit when that finally happens. But you're right. They're not going to go 0-3 type shit forever. Eventually they're going to win games. You never know. They do suck.
Like you say that and you just put up all the numbers. They can't rebound. They can't. They're like,
I got one can boozer for you waiting,
and they can't pass.
Yeah, like they can't pass. They can't rebound. Their entire thing of like, we are going to be ultra switchable, ultra versatile. That can't happen if you don't have KP or if you don't have Al Horford or if you don't have Jason Tatum. The crux of how you play is so different without those 3 guys.
All right, okay, chat. I see you guys. You're talking about the main thing here. You're saying we're bearing the lead. I understand. No, they didn't pay us not to talk about that. Yes, we will talk about Jaylen Brown's hairline. Yes, we will talk about hairline gate.
let me sit up.
Oh,
this happened the other night. They played the Knicks, and he drives in, moves his forehead side to side, leaves his forehead on OG Anunoby's jersey.
This is honestly more damning than a regular man weave, right? The stuff. I couldn't wait to talk about this. The stuff that Jimmy Butler was doing at Media Day, obviously shameless, but it was so overtly troll that on a certain level, you still had to respect it. I didn't like it, but you had to respect it.
The video's crazy.
This is wild. This is crazy.
It looks like a spray paint.
Because not only are you employing the spray paint, You are using low quality spray paint.
You make $40 million a year. What are we doing?
You're about to sweat 3 pounds off your body, and you are using. That's just not a good decision to have that amount of spray paint and that amount of assistance on your hairline when you know that you're about to do this.
And like he saw that, I'm sure he saw the tweets, he saw everybody laughing.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like there's no shame in using this spray.
Oh no, he doesn't have internet.
Oh, he don't get internet. Okay, but then he comes back and does it again.
He's a reader.
Gets it on.
You
Books,
read the news.
books only, brother.
A repeat offender catches another body, double homicide, getting it on Ron Holland's shoulder. I actually don't know if this is real or not. That's really what it's from. Kind of looks like it. And again,
But guess what? We're gonna go with
we're gonna roll with it. Fuck it. I don't got a problem with someone using the spray, like just part of barber stuff. Fine. Why would you do it during a game when you know you're gonna sweat? That's the only thing. Like logistically, for the smartest player in the NBA, the guy, the guy giving lectures, don't you know that's like the wrong place to use it? Like that feels unwise.
Now, I will say, I don't know if he carries his barber with him and they travel from city to city and maybe he gets resprayed freshly at the start of every game, because having it to like follow to back games is kind of insane. Like you have to get sprayed like multiple times. It must be like fresh spray right after you get out the shower. I will say I have been a victim of the spray. I have been sprayed probably a little bit too much in my lifetime. I've been off the stuff, but when I was on the stuff, I did receive some low quality spray, and I've experienced something like this before. Not on the basketball court. It will not be talked upon.
It's like makeup on a
this
shirt.
channel.
Yes, you are also not Jaylen Brown who signed a $300 million contract. Like I promise you, he has access to good sauce, to good seasoning on his hairline. Sly Hunter, like there's ways to make it waterproof. There's ways that you can improve this, and the fact that that we're having to deal with this and that he was not as on top of his hairline. This is a major story.
Exactly. I'm not here to judge him using the spray paint. I'm not here to judge somebody going to Turkey, anything like that. Is what it is, right? I'm here to judge bad form. And this is bad form. This is poor execution of something that there's a very fine line between something working and something being an embarrassment. And today you were on the losing end of that, Jalen.
This is just sad, man. This is just sad. And I feel like what makes this even worse is knowing that, brother, like just a couple years ago, you were the butt of the joke when it comes to hair NBA scene. Like people were talking about how tiny his braids were. And now we're seeing he faced the repercussions.
Stop giving them ammo, Jalen. That's all we're asking you. Like, we're not saying that your braids are tiny. We're saying you're giving them a reason to say that.
Exactly. And if it truly is about the hairline, you can just go and get it right on the edge up. But now here's the play.
Okay,
right? Here's the play, right? You're 0-3. People are making fun of all the spray. No haircut for the rest of the season. I'm locked in, right? I'm locked in. I don't have time to worry about aesthetics, to worry about my haircut.
But that's a dangerous game, though. What if he's on Jalen Suggs type timing? You know what Jalen Suggs is like.
I understand.
We're going too far with this conversation now.
You're 0-3. You have to make tough choices in tough times, and that's where I think Jaylen Brown should.
I will say, and this is obviously the whole clip, immense aura loss, right?
Yeah.
That's a good way to get it back, is to like, I'm locked in now. Now I don't get haircuts. Now I'm all about the grind. We saw what happened when Jimmy played well while having that aesthetic to him. It gives you a boost that even if you just play good, not like amazing, it's going to be remembered as a time Jaylen Brown locked in.
No. We're trying to get them to the number 1 overall pick. We don't need that. Never mind. Keep
Keep doing it. Yeah. Keep more aura loss coming, please. It'll be good for the team.
Oh my goodness, they're calling him Spraylin Brown.
Spraylin Brown.
That's actually amazing.
Oh, man.
Oh, what a debacle.
That's so good.